Okay, since I'm in the apartment, I'm going to be building this Orlandoo Hunter. Very limited supplies. I have no tools, I have no anything. And one of the problems is that this kit was sliced into at the shop before it was shipped to me. Somebody took the lubricant for the gears out of the kit. So let me show you what I went ahead and did. Since I'm in New York and I don't have access to a hobby shop near me, I've got to be kind of clever with what I'm going to use as a lubricant. I could order something online, but I want to do this today. So I'm going to go ahead and use some Vaseline. And after researching online, I think that's going to be fine. It seemed to stick to the gears pretty well. And I think that with a little build like this, just having something stuck to those gears that's not going to corrode them or harm them is just going to do what we need to do. So with this build, we're going to be using lip balm, Vaseline lip balm as our lubricant. Now I've put together already the little rear axle. Just fits right in my hand there. And the hardest part about building some of this stuff is just how tiny it really is. And they give you this little screwdriver here and a little wrench. So these kind of things come in the kit, and that's what we're going to be using to build this guy. Instructions have been great so far. They are comparable to the Tamiya and Axial type of instructions. So really nice and easy to read. No problems putting this stuff together or finding parts. And let's just go ahead and get on with it. I'm going to watch some TV and you guys are going to go into fast forward mode. So it looks like in the instructions, they have you searching for these little parts here. It turns out that they've assembled this forming all together already. So they've snapped all the little pieces in there, all the rods and stuff. It's cool because that was going to be kind of difficult. So right on, I'm going to stop looking for that part. And here we are back with the Orlandoo Hunter in a different location after building out the chassis. say this came together pretty well. So I'm just loving this little truck so far. Can't wait to get everything together. And the next part of this video here is going to be building the body. Putting the tires on. Now I'm here with the body. In the next step, you really want to paint this thing before you start attaching all the little parts and pieces onto it. Like the front grille, the light parts and pieces, the handles, that sort of thing. And in keeping in true fashion with this build, I went ahead and got just some great old Rust-Oleum paint. This is for plastics, wood, metal, plastics, and more. This is a semi-gloss white and a high gloss green. And I think that's gonna look really good together. I'm gonna do a white top, mask this off and do a white top, then let that dry, mask it off, and do a green bottom. So let's just go ahead and do that and see how it looks. Okay, so I've masked off the top now after waiting about an hour or more to let that dry enough to be able to touch. If I really wanted to be precise about it, I might wait 24 hours, but I don't. It's just fine to the touch, and I'm now going to take off this tape and see how we did. Alright, so I do have a little bit of green that came through right there. Through my tape. That's too bad. Maybe I could do something about it. I don't even know if you can see it on camera. But overall, geez, this thing looks cool. It came out good. And we're going to start with, it looks like they're having us build the mirrors and the tires and wheels. And it's asking us to use some glue. This little symbol here throughout everything, including, there's a paint symbol here, is something not included in the kit. So you're gonna need some plastic glue. Super glue will work fine. All right, let me go grab some glue. Alright, I'm going with the regular old super glue, but I went ahead and got as good an applicator as I could, and this is supposed to be the no drip. about time to put in the electronics. And after looking at how this thing sits, I think that weight distribution is actually really important. I've seen a few people putting their electronics back here. And if you notice some of the other ride videos, they tend to sag in the back and have a tall front. Now, I think that some of the linkage pieces are not lined up correctly. The measurements that they have in the instructions are maybe a good base, but once you put the body on, you'll see that, and it's not perfect right now because I don't have it snapped on very well, but the front tires sit back a little far as well. And if you extend these front tires out, you're going to get an extension of this suspension piece too, and that's going to bring your whole front up and forward, which is going to level it out with the rest of your ride. So just extend some of these rods a little bit, give each one the same amount of turns, maybe like 6 to 12 turns, and that'll just bring that front end down a bit. I had to do that. So this is going to be pretty much the center weight of the vehicle, and even as far forward as I can get it, because what that's going to do is make it, once it gets up on something, all the weight is on the front and it doesn't have to drag up heavy back end. But if we have all our stuff back here, you're going to get a nice easy pop up onto something, and then the car's not going to be able to drag the weight of itself up on. You're going to just have issues. Here's the electronic speed controller. So not a lot of instructions. We're going to have to try and figure this out as we go. I'm going to guess that this plugs right into the motor here. And my battery is on order, but this is where my battery is going to go in. Oh, I thought this was double-sided tape. It's a clear thing. I bet you just slide over the top of this. This is the waterproofing. I bet it's a heat wrap too. If you heat it up, it probably shrinks over. Okay, so then I'm going to guess that the servo is going to go right into this JST slot here. Now let's see. I don't know what's what here. I'm going to see if I can pull up some instructions on this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I dug up some instructions online. It looks like, oh man, and now I'm recognizing that there is some stuff listed here. S3 and S2. Because on the instructions it shows that this is, the first one is 1. It goes 1, 3, and 2. 1, 3, and then this whole conglomeration is 2. So this whole thing goes into the 2, channel 2, like so. And up here at the top it's showing me that positive and negative is on the outside here. And these are going to go with the data wire on the inside. So this is 3. And this here is 1, channel 1. This is interesting. We'll have to see how this works out. Let's do it this way. So I want that tape right in between there. Might even double it up so it's just tall. So 2 pieces of tape, one in between this little spot and then one over the top. And this is some Gorilla double-sided tape. Should be pretty good. I like that because we don't have wires sticking up. And then let's see if we can get this stuck to this side. How can we do that? Maybe we could do just the same thing. There we go. Nice. Alright, so I can kind of decide where I want to put the battery when I get this in. If I want to, I may try to get it centered here, but I really think that I like putting it on, I think I'm going to mount the battery to the top of this. I like that we're not putting the electronics and the weight of the vehicle back here. Just going to put this on and see how the electronics look inside there. I love it. And yeah, that's nice because those electronics and wires don't come up through the windows. Alright, so far I'm just really happy with this. The only thing to do now is to plug it in and let it go. So as soon as my battery comes in, we're going to do that. So this was the Orlandoo Hunter build. And watch out for the next video where we're going to see this thing crawl when we apply the battery. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.